What's up, guys? Welcome back to Stuck on the Screen, where we watch movies and TV shows
and never miss a scene.
Got another one for you today. Today we watched Eternals, and we're excited to talk about it, so let's go straight into it. So before we get into this video, this is going to be filled with spoilers. If you want a spoiler-free version, we did a previous video where we just talked spoiler-free, so make sure you go check that one out. But let's get into this one. So first of all, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was a really good movie. Good storyline, good action. Like right off the bat.
Yeah, it did jump straight into action.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, the deviants throughout the whole damn movie were a little freaky. And the way it's first introduced, where it comes and it bites that the guy right on the rocks, and his son's right there.
I jumped. I got scared.
But there was a lot of like jump scares. Yeah. And even like my son was watching with us, and he got jump scared a couple times by the deviants because they just pop out of nowhere. Like you wouldn't expect it, honestly.
Yeah.
But as we get later into the movie, before we get into any of that, I liked the movie too. I think it was a good movie. I don't think it's the best movie, and there was a lot of like filler in there, and it was a really long movie. So they probably should have cut some of it out, but it did tell a good story. I did like the culmination of it all at the end. It sets up a lot for the future of Marvel, and I'm excited for what's coming next. But let's get into the actual storyline and everything. There was a lot of like jumping back and forth between times, like present day and back in different eras even.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just like so much jumping back and forth. Yeah, and it could have been confusing if you weren't paying attention. If you missed one part of it, it definitely could have been confusing. But the way they put it in order, it did all make sense in the end, and why they showed each part. I think the characters, let's get into a little bit of like character talk and power breakdown and stuff like that. So we have the strongest one of them all, which is Icarus. What did you think of Icarus?
Icarus, I mean, I liked his character in the beginning of the movie, but the more it progressed, the more I started to dislike him. Yeah,
he's a very Superman type of character. He flies like Superman. He has the laser beams like Superman. I don't know if he has like increased strength versus everyone else, but I mean, he could definitely. They consider him the strongest, so he definitely can hold his own. I didn't like his character much. And then we got the leader of the Eternals, Ajax. She pretty much had healing powers, and she healed everyone throughout the whole movie until her unfortunate death. But and death at the hands of Icarus, freaking traitor. Anyways, so we got Ajax. She heals people. What do you think of her power?
In the beginning of the movie, I had said I think like she was the strongest because she had the power to heal, so her power was the most powerful. So I mean,
you could heal, but you can't attack. So
true. That's true.
That's why they all played off each other so well.
That's
all their powers were kind of like lame by themselves, but when you put them together, they just made a good team.
Made one good unit.
I think overall the Avengers still have stronger powers, and I think Hulk can take all of them out. Honestly, like Hulk's a monster, and none of them really impressed me very much. But they did work well together, and that's the thing. So after Ajax, we have Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh had this like. He basically just had like a power, like strength, right?
Strength,
like he got this thing that came on his arms, and as he punched, it just added more power.
Like when you wear the Hulk gloves.
Yeah, punching through deviants and stuff like that. His strength is nothing in comparison to like real strength, like Thor or Hulk or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's what he is. After that, we have Druid. Druid actually has pretty cool power. It's not strong for himself. I feel like he can easily be defeated. But yeah, he can control humans, so it's pretty cool. Sometimes throughout the movie, he's controlling hosts. He has his own civilization that he stays in the Amazon forest.
That's crazy. Like how he can just like control people's minds. Like
and when they're fighting the deviants, and he's like making them shoot the shotguns all at the same time, they're like
all
of
them
like in sync. Not in sync like the band, but after Druid, we have Makari, and Makari's power is...
She's fast. Like, we had a debate, like, on if we thought she was going to be better than Flash, because she was really fast, and, like, one of the scenes, she was beating up Icarus.
Yeah.
And she was pretty fast, yeah.
Honestly, when they told her to find the point of what's his name coming out too, she was running around super fast.
Yeah, like all around the world. Yeah.
Because it was like scene by scene, she was popping up in different areas of the world, and she was definitely fast. But we have Athena, and Athena's kind of like they call her the goddess of war, so opposite of the god of war. But she can create weapons just with her hands, so she can create a shield, she can create 2 swords.
So that was her power?
Yeah, she's just she can fight and she can create.
I wasn't sure what her power was. Yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty cool, and she's dressed differently than the Eternals. It kind of makes her stand out. She wears all white.
All white, yeah.
But she's a little crazy because she has like these breakdown moments where she loses her mind and she doesn't really know who's who, so she starts attacking everyone. But
she low-key reminded me of Storm only because of her eyes.
I think honestly, she had the potential to just take out everyone. I mean, I know they weren't trying to fight back, but realistically, she was kicking all their asses. So.
Yeah. They were scared of her, I know that, because they wanted to wipe her memories.
Yeah.
Or Ajax wanted to wipe her memory so she wouldn't.
Gilgamesh stepped in, my boy. Gilgamesh, that's my favorite.
And then we have Phastos. So he low-key reminded me of Doctor Strange and Tony Stark, because like he was just like creating things with his hands.
And like his movements and stuff.
Yeah, and then he had like little like gold rings around his fingers, and like, I don't know, it was just very similar.
And he's smart like Tony Stark, so I guess that's where she gets that comparison.
Yeah.
But then we have Sprite, and Sprite's she's like a teenage girl, but she's forever a teenage girl, and she's all pissy about it.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of like weird powers. She like can go invisible. She could change her appearance. I don't know why she doesn't just do that in the first place.
Yeah, she can multiply.
Multiply. She does a lot of weird things throughout the movie. Yeah. I'm not sure. She probably has even more powers. I'm not sure.
So the next character we got is Cersei. She can change any type of form, I guess, rock into anything.
So she does like the water most of the time. She could change like quicksand when the deviant was chasing her.
Yeah, that's true.
She changed the deviant into a tree, which was kind of crazy. And that's kind of where they got the idea of it towards the end, where they just froze that deviant all because of her.
Yeah.
She was pretty much the main one in this movie. She became the leader after Ajax died. And then next we have one of my favorites in the movie. He was hands down probably... I mean, I said Gilgamesh my favorite, but this guy might be my favorite. Until the end, he kind of like switched up. But Kingo, he's hilarious. He's a Bollywood actor. And and his great grandfather, father, he has a whole history, but it's all him. And it was just hilarious. Every scene with him, he was like vlogging, and he could shoot these little like power things out of his fingers, and it looks cool and they look powerful, but it's kind of lame in the grand scheme of things. And the best Eternal of them all, Karun. This guy made the movie for me. Man, every scene with him was just comedy, and I loved it. Him and Kingo's back and forth. He brought cameras on their trips, and he was out there filming them while they're fighting deviants.
Yeah,
and it's
documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, it's everything with him. I loved it.
Yeah, there was a lot of comedy in the movie too. It wasn't just like love story, action, sad, heartbreak. There was like comedy and like different aspects of it as well.
And you kind of like even are torn because obviously you want the Eternals to be the good guys, but then you see like Druid go off, and he's a good guy in his own mind. And like me personally, I kind of like sided with him. I mean, like he has the ability to stop all the war.
Evil.
I know. They want humans to evolve for themselves and make their own decisions and stuff like that. But after going through it, especially for 7,000 years like he has, you kind of want to, if you have the power to stop things, you want to stop it. So I kind of see where he's coming from, and I can't blame him for getting upset about it all. All right, so there was this one part of the movie where there's this kid, it's actually Phastos' kid, and he's like, oh, look, it's Superman. And that's when Icarus and Cersei come in. And he's like, oh, those are my friends from college. And he names them something else. And then he's like, oh, it's Superman. And this is just like, instantly, as soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, Superman's DC. And I told her, Superman's DC. Yeah, and then Icarus was like, no, I don't wear capes. I'm not Superman. So them talking about Superman, it's just like, Superman is in this universe. They know who Superman is, but it's a Marvel movie. Is there potential for a crossover? And are we going to get that? And can we compare Flash to Makari? I mean, we may get it in the future, and I hope so, because I would love to see Batman go up against freaking Iron Man, and Hulk against Superman, and man, there's just so much potential for this. So I hope they actually come up with some way to get this done in the future, because it would be so awesome to see.
Yeah, that's true.
Even as they're walking away, Phastos is like, so should I just call you Clark? So they know Superman's secret identity, Clark Kent. I don't know. I hope we get it. Let's see what happens. But let's get into the culmination of the storyline and everything like that. So Icarus ends up knowing that they're gonna destroy the Earth the whole time, and Ajax is trying to convince him to switch up on the Celestials, and basically save the Earth and not destroy it. But Icarus is against that, and he wants to work with the Celestials as he has been. So what were you thinking during this whole scene, where he pushes her off? And
I didn't expect it to
traitor.
be. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be the one to set up her death. I don't know. I also don't know why he was so stern on being so committed.
Yeah.
To Arsham.
I mean, he knows he's gonna lose his memory and just move on to another world. I mean, does he just want to continue that lifestyle? I mean, you do kind of get to live out 7,000 years and then restart. So
that's true.
Maybe he's bored or something. I don't know. Yeah. So then he comes in and he attacks Phastos, or the technology that Phastos is creating to make them all one mind. And he destroys it, and everyone's all flipping out. And Sprite's in love with Icarus, so she sides with him and everything like that.
I thought she was gonna be not on his side, but just go to be to know what he was up to.
Honestly, the way they forgave Sprite so fast, she just stabbed Cersei, and Cersei went right there and hugged her and made her human and
changed her life.
Yeah, and as soon as she stabbed me and the whole fight was over and we won, the good guys won, I would have killed Icarus and her. You can't betray me like that and expect to be friends right after. You know?
There was no retaliation from it.
Yeah, I mean, they lived a long life together, 7,000 years, and obviously you create friendships off that. But the girl just stabbed you, no matter what.
Tried to kill you.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have played out like that for me. But yeah. So one thing I want to point out is as soon as they were picking sides and everything like that, and Sprite sided with Icarus, Kingo was like, I'm not going to side with Icarus. There's no way I could attack you guys, because Icarus was like, I'll kill each and every one of you, whatever. But Kingo just left, and he took Karun with him, and I kind of expected him to stay and fight. I hate that he didn't, because every other one stood there. Even the two that were against him, Icarus and Sprite, they helped out in the end because
they became one. Yeah, but maybe that shows his power was the weakest because they didn't need his power to stop the.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I hate when they take the comical person out of the movie, like Karun. That's the biggest disappointment for me. I mean, I like Kingo too, but I just hated that they both left. And Karun had his emotional speech. He's like, thank you all so much for everything you've done. I hope to see you all again, or something like that. It's just I love his character. It was so funny, and I love it. So hopefully, if there's a second one, he's back in it.
I feel like he will be for sure.
Yeah, he has to be. But we get into the whole fight scene, and the deviant that's stealing people's powers throughout the whole thing. He fights Angelina Jolie. I forget her name.
Thena.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot that. But he fights Thena, and Thena actually kills him. She plays with him, acts like she's in love with Gilgamesh. She is, but she plays as if she's falling for Gilgamesh's words through the deviant. Mm-hmm. And then she ends up slicing his head into multiple pieces.
Yeah, the way she just created the weapon and sliced free, and then you just see him falling apart. I was like, damn, I didn't even notice her slicing him.
I saw her face when it happened. It was pretty funny. And then we get into Makari, and she's beating up freaking Icarus, just back and forth.
I think that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, just so fast, and she was just. It was cool to see someone going up against Icarus, because all of them are afraid of him, and I don't see why, because combined their powers, I think we're stronger than Icarus. But yeah, she was taking him on one-on-one, and it was awesome to see. I hope we see her in Flash in the future, and we can see who's better.
Dang.
But yeah, and then Icarus tries flying away. Phastos created this thing where he can hold him down, and he's chained down, and he holds him there for a while until Cersei finishes up things, and then Icarus just goes Superman rage mode, and he breaks out free, and then lasers in the sky and stuff like that. But Icarus goes up to Cersei and he's about to laser through her because that's his only move. He can laser people. But he starts crying like an emotional baby after all this.
I know.
Um,
I was surprised though, because they both kind of like had a moment of like flashing back 7,000 years, together, and like when they first fell in love and how he seen her, like what made him fall in love with her, and like when they got married. Well, I don't know if they got married, but they had like a ceremony.
I think they did have a ceremony, so it was marriage.
So I don't know. Like I felt like I thought he was gonna change and like side with her, and then he just dipped.
Even if he did, he'd already killed Ajax.
Yeah, that's true.
He just started this whole thing, and there's no way you can come back from that, in my eyes.
That's true, yeah.
But then the idiot goes and flies off into the sun.
I know.
And that's the last you see of him, which is kind of a lame ending for his character. I would have liked to see someone kill him. Did he die, though? I mean, I would think so. No one can last in the sun, and I don't see a reason that he would be able to.
Because he has laser eyes. Does it mean that he can last in the sun? I don't know.
Laser the sun? I don't think he's alive, but we get into like a future time where what's her name, Sprite's a human now, and she's going to school, and then Cersei's boyfriend comes back, and Game of Thrones guy, I forget it, Kit, his name's Kit something. Kit, yeah. He is trying to explain to her that he has a family history, but as he's explaining, I really wanted to know what the family history was in the moment.
It's just like
yeah. But as he's explaining to her, then she like starts freaking out, and then you see the sky move and the sky split. That was a cool scene.
Yeah, the lightning. Cloud split,
and yeah. So we had Arsham pull the three Eternals into the sky, and then he's like, "You guys made the decision to save Earth, so I'm gonna be the judge and determine whether the humans get to live or not based off your memories." And he just like disappears, vanishes. And I don't know what he did with the three Eternals, but they're gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we get into end credit scenes, and this is definitely what you got to stay for. It's not one, that's why I said scenes. There's two, not four, two. But yeah, two end credit scenes, and let's get into the first one. The first one being we got Makari, we got Druid, and we got Thena. Thena. And they're basically out searching for the other Eternals to basically tell them their whole life is a lie and their memories are being wiped and stuff like that.
They're not human.
But while they're looking for the other Eternals, they can't find any. You see Harry Styles show up, and I'm surprised to see Harry Styles in the movie. But he's playing the character Star Fox, and Star Fox is actually Thanos' brother. And yeah, I don't. It's weird because like technically he's an Eternal, so that means Thanos is an Eternal. And I looked it up, and he's a rare breed of both an Eternal and a Deviant in one. Yeah. He's both? Yeah, he's both. So
I mean, technically, wouldn't it make that Deviant that absorbed, like, Ajax's power and...
Are you saying Thanos can be one of those?
Maybe.
Like, he just absorbed a bunch of powers, and now that's who he is?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
It's possible.
But this draws a question. Why didn't... the Eternals help in the fight against Thanos the first time around? They said because we don't interfere with human relations unless it involves a deviant. But Thanos is a deviant.
He's a deviant, yeah.
Exactly. So they should have stepped in. Not like they could have done much because I think their powers suck. But
yeah, they probably couldn't have.
But the Avengers could have used some help. You know, there was that big war back and forth, so they could have done something.
It could have been different, yeah.
So Harry Styles is setting up what like. What did he say at the end?
He said that he knows where the other Eternals are, like Cersei and them. He knows how to find them. Them.
So it is setting up a second movie, and I'm excited for it. I'm so ready to get into it. But we got one more end credit scene. So we get into Kit, her boyfriend.
Cersei's boyfriend, yeah.
Yeah, we get into Cersei's boyfriend, and they're going into his family history. He opens up this package that he has, this box.
It's like a case, yeah.
Yeah, this case. And he reads it, and it says death something. What is it?
What does it say?
I don't know. It says something about death on there, and you see it's a sword, and he sticks his hand toward it, and these little like particles on the sword start moving, following his...
You know what it kind of reminded me of?
What, like Venom?
Like Venom, but also on
like the symbiote.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, well they have like the stones, and it's kind of like the stone can like change forms, and it's like liquefied, and it's like kind of like that magnetic stuff. That's kind of what it reminded me of.
But as he's reaching for his sword, or that sword from his family history, you hear a voice say, "Are you sure you're ready for that?" And it turns out that the voice belongs to Blade. And do you know who Blade is?
No.
You never seen the Blade movies?
No.
With Wesley Snipes?
No.
Oh my god. So Wesley Snipes was pretty much the first Marvel Universe character that had a movie. And he's a vampire hunter, pretty much. And it's a really badass movie. You got to watch it if you haven't seen it. No, he's better than Daredevil. Well, it's different than Daredevil. But he's in the Marvel Universe. Let me show you how he looks.
Yeah, show me, because then it might look familiar. Oh! Yeah, okay, I've never seen the movie, but I do know... I knew the character.
So it's Blade, which means...
Dang, I gotta watch that movie now.
Blade's going to be introduced into this Marvel Universe, and I'm super excited to see it, because now he has something to do with this character who's going to be Black Knight. So I'm so excited, and I can't... I hate when they do this, because it makes me want something right now.
Literally.
And I don't have it, and I gotta wait. I know there's so much that I can watch and so many different things, but Marvel, their storytelling is the best, and I want more Marvel, and I gotta wait for it.
They just need to release it all at once, and we just keep watching it.
Yeah, but definitely think you should check out this movie. It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Don't listen to the reviews.
Yeah. Overall, I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Same. Yeah.
But yeah, don't listen to reviews. Go check it out for yourself. But we appreciate you being here. If you want to see us talk about other movies, make sure you check out the videos on your left here. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Stuck on the Screen. Out.